Yes, figured it out. Hello everyone, Merry Christmas. How are you? How you doing? I just want to let you know I just went through hell and back with this technology trying to figure this out. Come to find out, it was just a simple update that I needed to uh, put on my laptop, on my Mac, so that my cameras would link up to the Mac properly. And now here we are, coming at you live on Christmas Eve. I wanted to go live for a little bit and just wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I want to see how everyone's doing. I want to close out the year with a bang. I want to shout some people out. There's already 10 people in the house. What's up? How you doing? I need to go on a bit of a praise, gratitude. I need to say thank you to a lot of people. So without any further ado, let me just dive right into it. I've got notes so that I don't mess this up. First, let's see. Hello. Merry Christmas to Patel. How are you? REI, how you doing? I would like to know more about joining your masterclass. Definitely will get into that. Don't worry about a thing. Let me just make sure I got everything going. Let me make sure this camera is working. Yes, it is. Wonderful. Okay. Now what I need to do is close a window here so that there is no noise on this computer. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Oh my goodness, guys, you don't understand. I was over here stressing out. I don't know if you caught, but I know there were some people in here that I had another live stream prepared to go live at like 8:30 or something like that. Now it's like 9:20-ish. But let's get this thing going. So first things first. It is December 24th, 2019. I started this YouTube channel back in August, around August 2018. Started recording content a little bit before that. Started posting videos once a day, every day for at least 90 days straight. And started at 0. Fast forward to today, we have over 10,000 subscribers, over 1 million views on YouTube. I am been in business for officially it'll be a year, right? Started January 1st, so come January 1st, 2020, it'll be a full year that I've been in business. We have over 325, I think I'm at 350. Let me look it up real quick. I want to get my numbers right because I need to start thanking a lot of people real quick. So let me just see something. So as you guys know, this channel was literally built off people giving their money to this channel so that I can spend more time here and not trying to go get a job to make money, right? I was able to deliver this information, deliver this value about, the concepts that we go over: velocity banking, infinite banking, and kingdom authority, and other concepts that I'll come across and learn. So to date, I have 327 Patreons, people that have given at all financial levels from $1 to as high as, let me see who the highest one is. I think it was like 3,000, if I'm not mistaken. Someone, yep, shout out to Mr. Lacey, gave over $2,500, and I think there was one more person that was above him or very close. But I just wanted to say thank you to all the Patreons, everyone that has given to my channel. I also want to say thank you to every Velocity Banking client, every infinite banking client as well that either purchased a policy through me directly, or you went through the IBC Global and I received, a commission off of that because I basically referred you to IBC Global to start a policy for yourself so that you can start creating wealth, paying off debt, and all that good stuff. I want to say thank you to all my lifetime clients, all my people that are in the masterclass that I just started this year. So far, we have 19 classes in the books, recorded, edited, already on the membership site. So I want to thank everyone that attended those classes and, showed up, had questions. They were willing to put their numbers, their real numbers on the board right here, and so that we can get it all going, so that we can help more people, get the concept through other real life situations, scenarios where whether I'm working with a young person, middle age, older, senior, mom, dad, a brother, a sister. I mean, I've pretty much covered almost every possible scenario, and then there's going to be more on top of that. So the work never stops, right? Let's see. I want to thank my mom. Love you, Mom. I want to thank my closest family, my Jess, Nina, Mia, my little sisters. I want to thank you guys for supporting me all along the way. I also want to give a big shout out to my wonderful girlfriend, Allison. You have helped me tremendously, more than you could imagine. So I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for all the moral, spiritual support from all my spiritual mothers out there. So thank you, Mom, that brought me into this world. But then I have I want to say I have like 300-400 spiritual moms out there that have been watching my channel since like day one. I want to thank you for all the prayers that I know you sent my way, all the wonderful testimonies and emails that you've sent my way, and the dads out there too that have sent their testimonies my way. I will be posting all your testimonials on my website and then on the new membership site that I'm going to be working on for 2020. So there's going to be so many updated testimonials, people that prayed for me, got results, just watching the channel or becoming a client, paying off tremendous amount of debt. So huge shout out to that. I also want to shout out Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, God the Father, that has really put all this into action. He has been the master builder behind all this, and I'm just a face, right? So I really want to thank God for giving me the strength and the wisdom to, have also the confidence to get in front of a camera and just not care about what people think. I'm willing to make mistakes and stutter and look away at the camera and get nervous and start sweating and all that. All that. He helped me get over all of that so that I can deliver exactly what he wanted me to deliver through my vocal cords into your life. Okay, so I want to thank God for that as well. And I think that's everyone. I didn't want to go name by name in terms of clients because I know I'll forget someone, but I just wanted to, say, oh my God, thank you so much. It's been 1 year, went from zero income in debt, about 20,000 plus, to no debt, paid off all the debt, created some wealth. I got some activity income, I got passive income, broke multiple six figures in this business, and now technically I also 10x'd, right? 10x'd my income. So that was a huge game changer for me. Definitely a shout out to Uncle G, Grant Cardone, for also, going out there in the world and sharing all the knowledge that he knows on his level. Right? That guy's on a whole nother level, but he, unlike other very, very wealthy people, he went out into the world and put himself out there to share all this amazing knowledge and wisdom that very few people will ever get access to. So I want to thank him for that. Also want to thank Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, Denzel Washington. These are like my fantasy league people that I look up to, people that I follow. I watch their content. I see what they do. I model what they do, not what they say, right? I'm more so like, what are they doing, not what they're saying, because sometimes when you get real high up there, you know, I know Grant Cardone, a lot of you may not like him. He's got a terrible mouth, but it's okay. You know, everyone has their sin, right? That they have to deal with and overcome. But once you're able to get past all the dirt that people have, because everyone's got dirt, right? But when you're able to get past all the dirt and grab what you need, right? So the only thing I needed from Grant was that 10x mindset, that 10x wisdom, the 10x strategies. I'm not going to him for spiritual advice. I'm not going to him for, you know, how to wake up in the morning and exercise. I'm not going to him for all that, right? I got my word. I got the Bible for that. But, you know, sometimes we need to pull information from certain people that's going to help us advance, and we need to sometimes set aside differences. So I definitely want to give a huge shout out to him. Although there are some things that we may not align with, it's totally fine. Another mentor of mine that I really, really want to shout out is Steve Parisi. This guy has taught me everything about the infinite banking concept, has a wonderful YouTube channel, amazing guy, down to earth. I actually had the chance and the opportunity to meet him in person. He came down to Florida for a 10X event, go figure. And he reached out to me and we had a dinner. I met with him and two of his staff as well, and it was awesome. So shout out to Dara and Phil that were there. Steve, I'm totally grateful for all of the work that you put in to help me, all right? So that's everything. I know that's a lot. And if you've been listening, then I can tell that. Let me read some comments here because I know it's blowing up. Let's see, I got 32 people in the house. Merry Christmas, everyone. John, how you doing? Don't worry, I'm about to give some value in a minute. Don't worry, okay? Greetings. Siobhan, how are you? Daniel, hello, hello. John, how are you? Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for your financial guidance this year. Although we have not purchased your programs, we have been successful in eliminating debt. See, I love that. I love that. I have so many people like John Darby that have not put a single dollar, right, into any one of my programs, which is totally fine. But they still took action from the content. And if all you did was that, I would still be happy. You know why? I don't need to make money off of every single human being. My provider, my source is Jesus. So he provides everything to me. And for that, I'm able to give for free. I have the capacity, the confidence, the trust to do that. So there's so many people that I've coached for free, didn't take any money because it was a feeling. Maybe that person couldn't afford my program, whatever the case was. They reached out privately. They emailed me a bunch of times, and then I finally, reached back out and I said, hey, do X, Y, and Z. They did X, Y, and Z, and I was like, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, right? And they did the work, and that built a lot of trust. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. Jay, how you doing? Got to figure out those line of credit moves to fund the policy step by step. It just seems to make sense to use the bank's money instead, but got to put my head around the most efficient way to move the moolah around. Amen. Yes, we're going to get into that. Jay says, hard to believe Denzel is only in his 20s. Unreal. I know. My mom says I'm 40, stuck in a 23-year-old body. So there could be, you got to plug me up to a system, do some tests, because Who knows? I might have been here on this earth already. I don't know. But you know, I'm operating in this body, my spiritual self. I feel like the more I get in sync with the Bible, with God, with Jesus, with the Lord, the Holy Spirit, God the Father, I feel like the more I get in sync, the more He reveals to me. Because it's crazy. I literally had no like coach or mentor, I should say, like from the beginning, right? I've had people that spoke into my life, but I've never had someone that was like consistently feeding this information. I'm talking financial stuff only. Financial stuff like spiritual, physical, emotional, support, family. I received all that, no doubt. But like for some reason, when it came to the finances, I've never had someone that said, Denzel, do this with your money, do this with your money, do that with your money. When you get to this point, do that. I never had anyone that for the beginning couple years. The only person I ever had was a voice in my head. And I never gave credit the beginning years. I was like, I'm smart. I got this. I know the answer, right? But then eventually I was like, man, how did I come up with that? Or, whoa, why are these people trusting me? I don't even trust myself. You know, I was having all these doubts. And then finally, when I was surrendering to that voice in my head, to that, you know, that father, that wisdom, that figure in my life, then I was like, oh my God, who is this guy? And then I went on that journey, gave my life to Christ, and then it was all said and done from there. So, Cheryl, Merry Christmas. Kelvin, how are you? Thanks for the videos. Bretta, changed my outlook on credit and how I utilize my money. God bless. Yes. Wonderful. John, Merry Christmas. How are you? Brian, I listen to you a lot. Thank you. I'm a lot older than you are. Very helpful. Yes, that happens. Modeling. Modeling been with me since like day one. Merry Christmas. All right, let's get into the content. So, 2020 goals. If you haven't done this already, you're tripping, okay? It's December 24th. You got, what, 7 days left? Write it down, guys. Write this stuff down. What are your goals for 2020? What kind of mindset are you going into 2020 with? Are you going in with 2019's mindset, or are you going in with, you know, a brand new fresh start, fresh ideas? Or have you been killing it already and you just need to amp it up, right? You just need to 10x everything that you've been doing correctly. You just need to amp up your game. So I want to give you an idea of some goals. And what you don't want to do is write 500 goals, right? You want to have maybe 3 to 5 goals that are very, very detailed, right? Or could be general, that has more to it. Like, for example, you know, I want to exercise more. Well, what does that mean, right? And then you can, you know, say, okay, I want to exercise 2 days a week consistently. I want to cut off X, Y, and Z consistently. So, you know, you can do that. But just giving you guys an idea of my 2020 goals. First thing is I want to learn more about the Bible. Like I said, I feel like the more I learn about that, it's like the more I learn about money. It's the weirdest thing. But I want to learn more about the Bible so that I can be more effective and impact more people in this world and have good success. The Bible talks about having good success. And so if there is good success, then there's also bad success, right? Bad success could mean like you make a ton of money, but you're doing it unethically, right? And from the outside, you would consider that person successful. But if you looked inside, there's a lot of dirt, a lot of evil, right? So I want to have good success where I'm doing things ethically. And then when I meet my maker, he'll say, I am pleased. I am pleased. I want to hear that from God. I want to hear him say, I am pleased. I want to hear him say, I am happy. Like, I just want to hear like simple stuff like, well done. Like, so when I meet my maker, I want him to say, well done. I am pleased. I am happy. I am honored that you are my son, and that you did this and you did that. Like, I don't want to meet my maker and say, and have him say, you could have did this and you could have did that. And I don't want him to say, I am disappointed, or, go back, or I don't want him to turn me away and act like he never knew me. I don't want none of that. So I just want some simple stuff like, well done, son. Something like that. That'll make me real happy. Next thing is, I want to give more and help more. This year is the first year ever in my life that I've given more than $1,000. Every year prior to that, I've never gave any type of money. I never really helped people before for free without getting something in return, right? So this year was like the year of just helping and support, and it's been the greatest feeling ever. And this is a financial principle, guys. If you're not giving, you're cutting off major blessings. It seems like every single time that I went to give, it's like I got 10 new clients. Like, there was a month, this year, in I think it was March or April of this year, I did 35 plus thousand in revenue, or I think it was a 35K month. And I was like, what changed? What was different, right? And you could say that, oh, that was a marketing move. I offered like a lifetime program to a bunch of people, but also on the side, I was reaching out to people and I was saying, hey, I want to give you 30 minutes of my time. I want to give you an hour of my time. Hey, I want to give you 30 minutes of my time. And I actually was giving to someone, and giving to different nonprofits and to a church. And I was just unloading like money that I had. And then that month, whatever I gave, I looked at it for that month, and then 35,000 came back into my account. So when I was like, oh my God, that is like, I nearly 10x'd what I gave. It came back like that month. I was insane. Oh my God, I almost fell. Sheesh, right? So it was, oh man, that's when you gotta like say, wow, I don't know, man, this giving concept, it's really working. So I wanna keep doing that. Okay, I wanna like amp it up next year. Next thing, I wanna make 3 million in revenue, guys. Think I can do it? I think I can. That's 10x. Whatever I did this year, I'm 10xing it up. We're gonna talk about that. How are we gonna 10x? 3 million. And then exercise more. Next thing, I wanna learn Forex and real estate. I really need to dive into this and these two things. These are gonna be the next two concepts that I wanna, start talking about on the channel. I'm still gonna keep doing those velocity banking scenarios that you guys absolutely love. And then I want to help family create wealth. So I want to keep that going. Let's dive into some extra content. Allison says, Mom likes your shirt. Thank you so much. Does anybody else like my shirt here? I ordered it from Buttercloth. Cool website. They have some really good, nice quality shirts. Love it. Keeps me cool, keeps me warm. All right. Now, some information that I want to share with you guys. Okay. Oh my God, I forgot that goal right there. That's just a funny little goal, but I'm being serious. I want to help my girlfriend get whatever she wants in 2020. So shout out to my girlfriend. Love you. Let's keep this train moving. Let's keep building. I know you're gonna get into law school, so anything I can do to help you expedite, get there, I'm gonna make it happen, man. I'm gonna be in your corner while you're killing it. Okay, I'm gonna be there. supporting. Keep it going. And for all my YouTube fans and subscribers, y'all pray for her as well. Make sure that she makes it happen. All right, so what I want to cover, I have some updated information in terms of the infinite banking concept. Okay, we'll start with that first, the infinite banking concept. As you know, if you're brand new and you're watching this video, welcome, Merry Christmas. I want to let you know that on this channel we cover velocity banking, infinite banking, kingdom authority. If you're going to work with me, you need to know these 4 major numbers: your monthly income, your expenses, your debt, and your cash flow. You need to know these numbers like the back of your hand. Then what we need to do is acquire some debt tools. Is it going to be a personal line of credit? Is it going to be a HELOC, a credit card, or a high cash value life insurance policy, IBC, infinite banking concept? HELOCs, we can either get a first position or a second position HELOC. Most of the time it makes sense to do the second position HELOC. For most people it's a bit easier to get, I think. Don't know. Let's see. In regards to the infinite banking concept, if you didn't know, we've got 4 major mutual life insurance companies. Okay? And as of 2019, as they close out the year, so far, Mass Mutual, let me give you the 4 majors first if you don't know. Mass Mutual, Guardian, Northwestern Mutual, and New York Life. I didn't really go in order in terms of their net worth and whatnot, but these are the 4 majors. These guys bounce in terms of performance, who does better. So in terms of the dividend rate, which is the money that we receive from high cash value life insurance policies once a year after we overfund a policy. This year's 2019, Mass Mutual credited their they credited their policyholders 6.4%. Guardian is at 5.85%. Northwestern is at 5%. New York Life is at 6%. As of 2020, the new dividend rate will be 6.2%. Guardian will be 5.65%. Northwestern Mutual, same, 5%. And New York Life, according to my mentor, Steve Parisi, they have not displayed that number yet. So I'm assuming it's going to be relatively close to that 6%. So we are in a low interest rate market right now. So that's why you see those numbers going down a little bit. And according to other financial experts out there and whatnot, they expect interest rates to stay pretty low. And we'll see if interest rates go back up. We'll see. I don't know. Not that educated on that interest rates and upcoming financial stuff that's going on in the world, but it does seem like a lot is going on in the world, and it can be quite difficult to stay in tune with everything that's going on. So I just wanted to give some data on that. Some new information regarding the velocity banking concept, right, is I was working with a client earlier today, actually. Had a phone call, and they were able to get a secured line of credit against their stocks. Now, I had no idea you could do that. So for all my clients out there that have stocks, and let's say you didn't get approved for an unsecured line of credit or a HELOC, and you're just flirting with a credit card for right now, there could be a potential for you to get a secured line of credit against your stocks. And so for this particular case that I was working with, this gentleman has over 170K in stocks, and it's performing at 13%, I believe, right now. And he told me on average it was performing like between 12 and 13% over the last 4 to 5 years. So his stocks have been performing well. He got access to a $82,000 secured revolving line of credit at 7.88%. And the only debt he has is his mortgage, which is $544K. He's got 29 years left on it. This is a married man, 48 years old, wife, 1 child, has a home, no debt except for the mortgage, $544. His goal is to simply pay off that property in about 5 years or less. That's his goal. So he wants to knock out a 29-year mortgage in about 5 years. Okay? And my recommendation was, following the velocity banking rules here, as he was thinking about chunking about 40K, and that's about 50% of the line of credit. And I was like, that's great. That doesn't sound bad at all. 40K, 82,000 times 66% is 54,120. So if I had a secured line of credit, and here's the great part, guys, what you have to understand is this 7.88%, whatever he takes out of this and throws into this, into his mortgage, is going to be, tens of thousands of dollars in interest savings. So here's like a perfect example of how he is offsetting his borrowing costs. So if he did a 40K chunk on his mortgage, that $40,000 alone, he'll save over $100,000 of interest off his mortgage, and he'll also bring the principal balance down to $504, right? Now he owes $40,000 on the secured line of credit itself. So 40,000 times 7.88%, what does that equal? Times 7.88%, that equals 3,152. All right, that's for the whole year divided by 365, $8.63 a day. Now, what would you rather do, class? Would you rather just keep paying your mortgage or making extra payments each and every month? This guy's cash flow is like $2K plus a month. So Debt Snowball would just say to take that $2K and tack it on the mortgage, and you'll be done in, 10 to 13 years. Where if we leveraged his asset, which are the stocks, earning 13%. So let's say 170,000 times 13%. Let's say he earns that the next year. He's not putting any more money into it right now because he's redirected pretty much all his cash flow back to himself so that he can pay off this mortgage really fast. So 170,000, I earn 13%, that's 22K. And then I'm sure there's cost in that, you know, the broker fee, the that fee, and the this fee. So that probably will, I don't know, maybe knock down like maybe 19K he'll net. I don't know, maybe less. Let's see. Let's say he has a 2% cost. That's 442. And then I know there's some other fees and how the market works in terms of trades and different types of costs in the market, and then taxes, right? I don't know how that works. I'm not sure if he pays the taxes yearly or if that's, you know, kind of like deferred because he's not, you know, the money's being invested. So not sure how none of that works. But let's say he earns 22K on the 170. And for the first year of Velocity Banking, he did a 40K chunk. And he does a Velocity Banking on that, right? Income's going in, expenses coming out each and every month, doesn't change. He would be able to apply another chunk of, I want to say like another 33,000, between 20 and 33,000. And that would save him another, oh my God, maybe over 50,000 in interest probably of some sort on the mortgage itself. So depending on how much interest I save on the debt that I'm killing and the interest that I'm paying over here on the line of credit itself, it doesn't affect the performance of his stocks because this money is collateral against that money in case he doesn't pay it back. What we want to do is we want to keep this line of credit in debt as much as possible up to a certain threshold, which that's where the 66% comes into play. I really don't want to borrow more than that at any given time, but what I do want to do is keep 40, 50,000 on this line of credit so that I can keep maximizing my interest savings and eventually knocking down that debt. The payment on the mortgage is $3,000 plus per month. And so if I want to get access to this 3K very fast, instead of me just making extra payments each and every month where the money would essentially go to die and I can never use it again, we could leverage an asset such as his stocks, get the secure line of credit, 82,000. As I'm killing debt year after year, this money is adding to the overall principal of the stocks that he has year over year. What could I do with the line of credit, guys? If he adds another 22,000 onto the 170 plus K that he has in there, I could easily increase the line of credit, which would then increase my chunk amounts that I put towards the mortgage itself, hence paying it off that much faster. So in order for him to reach the goal of 5 years, he would have to chunk probably anywhere between 90, 100,000 per year to have that thing wiped out in about 5 or 5.5 years. And we were working that out today. But I thought it was very, very cool. I've never worked with someone that said that they could get a line of credit against their stock holdings. I thought that was super cool. And it makes sense. I really don't care how much interest I'm being charged on the line of credit because I'm making it back right here anyways. And in addition to making it here, I'm also saving it here by knocking out the mortgage debt that much faster. 48 years old, so by the time he's 53, 54, mortgage is done. His stock performance would have not been affected by the line of credit. The only thing that would affect it is the stock market itself, in terms of how it performs. Maybe he earns 6% one year or 10%. Even if he was earning the same exact rate of return that he's being charged on interest, that 7.88% on 170,000 is more than 7.88% on whatever I chunk. Does that make sense? So he's offsetting his cost there, and he's saving thousands on the mortgage. So I was like, this is beautiful. This is like infinite banking with stocks, right? And then he's also very interested in creating a policy. You know, this gentleman has savings. He has 40K plus in savings, and that's money sitting, right? It's money sitting, not doing me any justice whatsoever. So I was like, hey, you know, we can just move that into a better performing account and grow money tax-free. If designed properly, I can grow that money tax-free with one of the majors. Now, working with me or IBC Global, we like these two, Mass Mutual and Guardian, due to their flexibility, their dividend rates, their financial performance, and all that good stuff, right? And then I also, you know, I always recommend do homework with that infinite banking concept, because you've got everybody saying so many different things on so many different channels. So it can be tough to, you know, decipher all the information. But, you know, if you come across someone that is willing to show you their numbers and show you what they're working with, then that does help you, you know, secure and feel more comfortable with who you want to work with. Let me turn to some questions before I switch topics here. Let's see, everything is working. Cameras are working good, great. Let's see. Any questions on this, guys? Hope you guys are enjoying some value on Christmas Eve. We talking money. We spent a bunch of money, and now we gotta organize our money, making sure we're doing things correctly, right? So I know you guys are spending a bunch of money on Christmas, and you might have delayed your chunk, That's cool. I know you got New Year's coming up. You're going to go party. Just know that I'll be here doing the same exact thing. So when you come back on that phone call, you're like, Denzel, I'm a little behind, or this came up, that came up. I'm like, all right, we'll go back to the fundamentals. Spend less than what you make. Cash flow, keep it all, redirect. Use your line of credit, pay your bills, right? Credit card, velocity banking. Keep it going. Don't lose momentum. That is a very key thing when you are doing any type of financial move in your life, in terms of paying off debt, creating wealth, whatever it is. Don't lose momentum. That is big. Because if you lose momentum, then you get unmotivated. You lose the desire. It can be very quick to fall off the wagon. You know, especially if you don't have someone in your corner, like a financial coach or something like that, guiding you along the way. All right, so let me see. Anyone got any questions before I move on? Let's see. Modeling. This is off topic, but how are you planning to get to 3 million? I'm actually going to erase the board, and you're gonna help me get to 3 million. You're gonna show me how to do it. I'm gonna write some numbers out, and we're gonna determine, does this make sense? So we're gonna talk about that. And then you're saying, your next question was, are you looking to partner with others to help you teach these concepts? Yeah, I gotta work on that, man. I really don't know how to take everything out of here and actually put it in another human being. It's tough. What I have done is taken everything here and I put it in a video course, but there's nothing like that one-to-one, right? So I try. I'm gonna learn. Dividend Portfolio says, Merry Christmas. Question, do you recommend the Navy Federal Credit Union checking line of credit as a debt weapon to do the velocity banking strategy? Yeah, I have a video called Velocity Banking for Veterans, or I think it's called How to Leverage Your Cash Flow. And in that video, I did do a scenario using a checking line of credit to my advantage. So they're called HELOC, right? Checking line of credit. There's other banks that do it. Navy Federal, the max is $15K, so it's not a whole lot. But if it's your first time doing velocity banking, that's your first debt tool that you're gonna start with, I always tell my clients, hey, the first line of credit that you start with, it won't be the last. We wanna keep jumping to better credit lines with lower interest rates and higher credit limits. Because as you're knocking out debt, what's also happening simultaneously? Your credit score is boosting up. It's doing very well, right? So that's important. K-Mac says, thank you, Denzel. Just bought a house today. Similar pricing. This helps a bunch. Awesome. Glad that helps. This is, it's not every day that I see people with almost 200,000 in stocks and they're able to, use an asset. If he didn't have the asset, if he didn't have the savings, and he has a mortgage at 544,000, it's a 30-year mortgage, he's only been paying on it a year, he's probably not going to have enough equity in it to get a HELOC. So what will we do? We'll go get a credit card or a personal unsecured line of credit. And we would start there. And then we would start knocking on the mortgage, get enough equity, and then get a HELOC in the second position, go from there, start moving, start building, and then we can eventually transition to what? Infinite banking, and keep it going. Let's see, DKNY Sports 02 says, is it best to pay off car loan first or credit card debt? That depends on the cash flow gain, okay? So when I'm looking at people's numbers, right, you've got all different types of debts, right? So let's say you've got 5 different debts. The first debt is $100 a month. This one's $300. This one's $250, $50, $50. All right? So that's just showing the monthly payment. Then you've got, the interest rates that you need to look at, right? And then there's the balance owed on each debt. So these are the 3 numbers that you're going to look at when determining what debt should I pay off first. Okay? So these are the 3 numbers you're looking at. The cash flow potential that I can gain if I pay it off, the interest savings, the amount owed. What helps you solidify is based on whatever debt tool or capital that we are working with, right? So let's say you have a line of credit for 10K. And then based on your cash flow, so that's the 5th number, so the line of credit balance, and then the cash flow number. Now we got 5 things that we need to look at for his question. What makes more sense? Pay off the credit card debt or pay off the car loan? Well, let's say the car loan is this one right here for $300 and he owes $3K on it, right? And then these 2 credit cards are $3,000 a month, $3,000 a month. $50 payments, and the interest rates are like 26, 27%. But his car loan, let's say it's 1%. 1%, nothing, right? 3,000, 1%, it's a 300 a month. This one, these two debts are 26%, 27%. These are way high in interest, and the balances are similar to the 3K. So let's say he was just dealing with that, right? Let's say he's got 2 credit cards for 3,000, 3,000, 50-50. Interest rate is what it is. And you got this $300 card payment at a 1% rate, 3K. And if you got 10K to work with, or maybe let's say you have 5K to work, you really don't have much. I know that I would want to tackle, like my first instinct is always going to be cash flow. What can I get the most amount of cash flow for the least amount of chunk, right? Because we also want to factor in whatever the interest rate is on that line of credit. Does it make sense for me to shift a 1% debt to maybe a 10% debt? Would that make sense? It could. It could potentially, if it meant getting a large amount of cash flow in a short period of time. It could potentially mean that. So, but if it was reversed, maybe it was maybe it's a 6% loan, and maybe these debts are much lower, maybe only 1,000, and the monthly payments are a little higher, maybe 75. And if it made more sense to tackle the smaller debts first, and I would get a similar cash flow gain, then I'll do that, right? So really, like, my main thing is cash flow gain. Then I look at what does the chunk have to be, and then last I look at interest. But I'm always concerned about that cash flow. What's going to be the cash flow gain from that? Okay? Mr. Bryson says, Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas to you, sir, and blessings. Okay. Now, how much time do I have left? 10:13. Man, time flies. I wanted to talk about so much stuff. But now, so we talked about a little bit infinite banking. We talked about some, potential. If there's someone out there who has stocks and you're looking to do a velocity banking concept, and maybe your credit's not all that great, so you can't get access to a debt tool, hey, maybe the debt tool could be literally our stocks, just securing it, right? And as long as we do the math, we're able to offset our borrowing costs simply from, the amount of interest that I'm earning versus what I'm paying and what I'm saving in interest. So, modeling, how to make 3 million? Is that possible? In my current business, can I make 3 million, guys? Let's break it down by the hour, right? How many hours do I work per week, right? Currently, I looked this up on the internet earlier. Darn it, I don't know where I had it, but I saw that the average CEO works 62.5 hours a week. So, in 2020, if Denzel works 62.5 hours a week times 52 weeks in a year, that's what? 3,250 hours. So if I dedicate 3,250 hours per week, there's 24 hours in a day, there's 365 days in a year. So there's, did I do that right, guys? 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year. 24 times 3, yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Shoot. 8,760. It's 8,760 hours. Out of 8,760 hours in a year, if I commit to working 3,250 hours like an average CEO does per year, and I want to make 3 million, then breaking it down by the hour, I would have to bring in $923.07 every hour for 3,250 hours. So that's what I would have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Now, how do I, oh my God, grammar. How do I work 62.5 hours, create content for free, give for free, spend time with family, with girlfriend, and da-da-da-da, right? How do we make sense of that? How is that possible? Well, let's look at this. Let's check this out. Let's look at what are the current products and services that my company offers, right? So we have to look. If I need to make $923.07 an hour, am I going to charge $923.07 an hour for, coaching? Probably not, because I don't know how many clients I would get at that level. I'd be dealing with some higher net worth individuals, and I would be escaping my niche market, which is moms. And I don't know that many moms that are making the kind of money to be able to afford $923.07 an hour. It's not common. Are they out there? Yeah, but it's not common. You won't see that. So how do I make sense of bringing in $923.07 an hour to bring in $3 million for 2020? Okay. So when we look at the products and services that I currently offer in my business, we have the manifesto, which is a video course. It's a financial program to help individuals learn the velocity banking concept, the infinite banking concept, how to use credit, how to pay off debt, fundamental kingdom principle rules about money, all the questions that you could possibly have about these concepts, all in a video course in chronological order, in step by step, in series by series, right? That's $70 currently, right now. One time, $70. So someone could pay that right now. And the current offer is that is $70 is for life. Now come 2020, that will sell for $97 annual. So this current product actually doesn't take any time from my work, from the 62.5 hours. Doesn't take any time away from it because the program is already complete. It's already done. And the time that I put in other programs actually feeds this program, okay? So we're not going to minus hours from that. The second product is my masterclass. Currently $697 in 2020. It'll be $997. So the masterclass is it's a higher, more engaging, I should say, more time with me personally. This is more of a group service where an individual can have their numbers, bam, put smack right on the board, run it through it A to Z and say, here's the plan, go, execute, right? Velocity banking, straight to the point. Infinite banking, straight to the point. So $9.97, now that takes roughly 2 hours per class. This year, I would have done 22 classes. So 22 classes times 2 hours, that's 44 hours. That's 44 hours. And I was able to do those 22 classes in 2 months, in a 2-month time frame. So in 2020, if I wanted to amp that up, how many classes should I do throughout the year, right? The master class will officially start in May, but from January to May, I'm going to do some bonus classes for the existing clients and whatnot. So that'll be fun. Let's say I double it. Let's say I do 44 classes over the course of all of 2020. 44 times 2 hours, that's 88 hours invested. So I have to minus it off the 3,250 minus 88 hours. So that's 3,162 that I'm left with. Now, it takes 88 hours to do the class if I do 44 classes. It takes 44 hours if I do 22 classes. Keep it at the same amount next year. Now, it takes, I want to say 20 minutes to travel to the office and back, right? So let's say commute and getting ready for the class. So I'll wake up either in the morning, or if I'm doing the class in the evening, it takes me, I can get ready in about 40 minutes, maybe an hour at max. I like to take my time and look clean for my classes. So if it takes me an hour to get ready and then throw in an hour for commute, that's 2, and then an additional hour to prepare for the class, because I will show up to my office about an hour, 40 minutes to an hour before the class actually starts, and then it's 2 hours. So let's just overestimate it, call it 3 hours to get ready, prepare, and show up on time or ahead of time for the class. So 3 times 88 different days out of the year, 3 times 88, that's 264, right? 264 hours. And then let's throw in another 40 hours in terms of editing the content, talking with my video editor, scrambling the different classes and putting it in chronological order in my video programs and things like that. So we got 88 plus 264 plus 40. So 392. So for 2020, I'll invest about 392 hours in the master class at max, right? Could be much less if I only do 22 classes. If I do 44 classes, I'll be much higher, right? So 390, let's go with the high one. So 3,250 minus 392. 3,250 minus 392. Now I'm left with 2,858 hours left to invest. Okay? Now, the third product is the one-on-one consulting. This is where Denzel will personally work with one individual privately on a phone call throughout the year for that individual. Currently, it's $1,197, but in 2020 it'll be $14.97. Now there's a limit to the amount of people that I can personally work with, right? Because I only have so many hours. I have the same 24 hours everyone else does. So I have to manage the time properly, right? So one-on-one consulting, $14.97 for 2020. The amount of hours that is put into that individual, I want to say, could be anywhere from 5 to 10 hours. It could vary. Some people are so easy to work with, and those, man, I love those type of people. It's just easy. They've been watching the content for a while, so it's more of like a guidance. I don't really have to reiterate too much of the teachings. They kind of get the fundamentals. They did their homework in advance, and then I kind of just push them, here, execute. Yep, that makes sense. Go do it. Yes, love it. Great, go. Make me happy. Make you happy. Make the family happy, right? So let's say each person max 10 hours per person. Where do I want to put that? Let's put it here. 10 hours per person. And that's consulting with the individual, that's spending time, that's working on their numbers even when I'm not with them on the phone, preparing for the call in advance, all that good stuff. Let's just say it's a max of 10 hours per person. This year, I had a total of 76 one-on-one clients. 76 one-on-one clients. No, I had much more than that. But at the highest level, it was 76, I believe. And then I think I got an additional 34. So let's see if that makes sense. Let's see if I got 75 people at the one-on-one times 10 hours. Does that even make sense? So that's 750 hours. If I get 75 people. So let's add this up now. So these 75 people, they'll already get this and this included with it. So 75 times 14.97, that's 112,275. So that's the one-on-one. Let's say if I invest 392 hours into the master class, this year I had over 150 people in the master class. So let's say I got 200 people for next year, for 2020. So 997 times 200, so that's 199,000. $400 in the master class. So far we got 392 plus 750 hours invested, running low. So 1,142. 3,250 minus 1,142. Now I got 2,108 hours left to invest. The fourth service is IBC, High Cash Value Life Insurance. Now, this is interesting. It was a little difficult for me to track how long it takes for me to work with an individual. Some people, like I said, real quick, man. They're on it. They're in it to win it. And then some people just takes a little extra more time, a little more teaching. So let's say 6 hours per person, I want to say that the average commission that I would receive on a policy would range, man, it's so hard. Maybe 5K, but you know, it could be 1,000 to as high as maybe 5K or 7K, something like that. I know the most expensive commission payout I got was like $7 grand or something like that, and that's one policy. For 2019, I believe I personally wrote maybe 15, almost 20 policies. But then in addition to that, I also have an affiliate program, or referral, I should say. I have a referral program with IBC where I earn 30% on any other policy that I don't personally work on with that individual. IBC Global, I have a partnership with them, so they actually service and help the client the same way I would help that person. So let's say I help 50 people write policies, and then let's say through the referral, another 50 people. Now this year I brought in, 2019, I did 75K through the life insurance, just the life insurance. So if I could double that number, right, and let's just say 50 people times 6 hours, so that's 300 hours invested on that. Okay. And sometimes it could be the same person. I'll have a person that buys a manifesto, buys a masterclass, buys a consulting, gets a policy. I have people like that. They get the whole thing. They're in it to win it. So, let's see. 75K times 2, so 150. Let's say I just double it up, 150K, right? Through IBC alone, 150. And that was 300 hours, so 2108 minus 300 hours. Now I'm down to 1808, 1,808 hours left. All right. The next service is business credit. This is another referral program where I think I can earn between 10 and 12% commission. So let's say that is, let's say I'm able to get, I don't know, 25 people through that. Let's say it's maybe 2 hours. This is hands off now. There's really no time involved. This is where we start leveraging other people to actually get to 3 million, right? Modeling. So if I want to get to 3 million in revenue, I'm going to have to learn how to partner and refer and work with teams so I can get to that number. So I can make sense of the number, not just hope and pray for the number, right? So business credit, let's say I'm able to bring in 20,000 from that. Haven't spent too much time on that service this year, although it's available and I do recommend it to some clients, but haven't spent too much time on it. Let's see. What's the next thing, guys? So, the real bread and butter It's not going to come from the one-on-one or even the group, right? It could. I mean, if I'm doing low numbers here, I could really promote it, and that would have to be through marketing to try and get more people to see this. But I think this could help me quite a bit to offer something that majority of people could afford in the marketplace, and that also helps me reach my niche clientele of individuals that are not doing so well financially and they're trying to make a difference in their lives. And here would be like a starter course, something that is tremendous amount of value, even though it doesn't actually take too much of my time. Now, I will say, let's see, I've made 400 plus videos so far, and I want to say that that takes about 800 hours, because that's the real time killer right there, is the creation of the content. So 1808 minus 800 hours, so I'm left with 1,000 hours. So technically the manifesto does take time, probably the most time, because it's the video content, but once it's on there, it's done. There's no work after that. So 800 hours. So I put 800 hours into that thing. And this year, I believe I had about 300 signups for the manifesto. I believe. I didn't check the numbers, but I believe I'm at 300. So if I 10x'd that number next year and talked about the Velocity Banking Manifesto program, which is a starter course. It's sort of like a Dave Ramsey course, but not as, I think it's a little less. I think that that 7-step thing, I remember seeing it in churches. It was selling for, I think, 147 or 197 or something like that. So this is something very similar to that. But obviously I'm not talking about Debt Snowball, I'm talking about Velocity Banking. So 97, let's say I got 3,000 signups. So that would be 291,000 from that. And let's see where we're at so far. 112, 275 plus 199, 400 plus 150,000 plus 20,000 plus 291,000. Didn't even break 1 million yet, right? So what do we have to do? How do we get to 3 million? Right? Well, yeah, you know, sell more. Okay, yeah, I can make the numbers work in terms of how many people I would want in that program. Like in my mind, I was like, man, I would love if every single one of my subscribers got the manifesto. And then that have a whole bunch of people in a community helping each other one by one every single day. And that would be super cool to see that happen. So currently there's 10,000 subscribers. So 10,000 times 97 bucks, that's 970,000. That could be a game changer. That could be a game changer. If I get more people in the manifesto, that means more people in the masterclass. That means more one-on-ones. That means more policies being written. That means more business credit being done. So another service that I would definitely have to implement in my life, let's see, is, like I said earlier, I really need to learn about Forex and real estate, right? Because you got people out there, and I'm watching those YouTube channels, man. I'm seeing it, and I'm like, oh my God, how do these people do it? How do they freaking do it? How do they run a business and do that? Right? And that is going to require me getting more staff, right? So I have to hire an individual that could produce revenue. So I would have to spend money to produce more to receive that 3 million, right? And you know what the best part about all this? Let me just put the camera on myself real quick. You know what the best part about all this? Even if I don't reach 3 million in revenue, but I made $1 million, who's complaining, right? Are you mad? Am I mad? I'm not gonna be mad whatsoever. But if I would have shot for $1 million, I probably would have only earned what? The same amount of money I earned this year. Because this year I shot for $1 million, but made a couple 6 figures, right? I don't know the final number yet because we still have 7 days left, so we'll see. But when you shoot for 10x, even if you don't hit 10x, but you 5x, who's complaining? Who's gonna be mad about that? But it's important if you are watching and you're a business owner, you're starting out, you're a young person starting out, you're watching, or maybe you're late to the game, but you're just starting out and you want to, create a YouTube channel, you want to create a coaching service. I have one lady that she started a business, has a website, she's coaching people on velocity banking, and I'm already seeing her comments and people are admiring her already. And she's getting some results on that. So everyone's going to be starting something up. It's important to write down the numbers and see where you stand. Do your goals make sense to what you're operating in? Now, obviously, the 3 million goal that I have just doesn't make sense according to the products and services that I offer right now. The only way it makes sense is by having large amount of volume, large amount of audience. Well, then how do I get more audience? How do I get more eyeballs to see the velocity banking concept? That is going to require what? That's going to require me to invest this year's profits into next year's revenue. Like that? Invest this year's profits into next year's revenue in marketing, advertising to reach more eyeballs, to get more attention so that people do this. They sign up for the program because if they see it, when people see something, they see the value, right, and they see what's being provided, maybe that could help. Now, I am thinking, man, if I learn this Forex, man, oh my God, I think I could really bring in some revenue. Now, the other service that I have would be the network marketing, or AKA direct sales, AKA MLM, MLM, multi-level marketing, network marketing, direct sales. So I have one company that I've partnered with, or two. So I've got Legal Shield and then Carrot Bars. These are two things that could also be a game changer in terms of revenue. These two things alone do have the potential to bring in multiple 6 figures. I would just have to figure out a way to provide enough value to get enough eyeballs on this so people can see the value in that product and in that product alone. So in the way I create value is by showing people, I would have to create more content to show, and I would have to invest hours. I have 1,008 hours left. So if I put 500 of those hours into Legal Shield or Carrot Bars, I'm making a bet, right? I'm risking that time where maybe I can put the 1,008 hours into learning how to invest in Forex and real estate and maybe have a better chance. But what do we have to get past? There's that learning curve that I have to get past, and then there's the capital that I need to put up, and then the time. So it's more risk. Or I can put the 1008 hours and put it in the manifesto and put it in the masterclass. I put the rest of those 1,000 hours into what I already do best and just keep doing what I do best, right? And then maybe that could make sense. So let's see, would that make sense if maybe for every hour I put into a service that brings in X amount more clients, right? So if I, let's see, 300 clients times 97, that was 29,100, but 97 times 3,000, that's 291,000. 97 times 10,000 is 970,000. Okay, so if I got 970 to sign up in the manifesto, what if I offered it on a monthly basis at $10 a month? Or something like almost like a Netflix subscription, maybe like $14.99 a month or something like that. Maybe that could bring even more human beings to the table. What if I had 10,000 people that pay the 97, and then another 5,000 that pay $14.99 a month? $14.99 times 5,000, 74,950, paying that per month times 12, that's 899,400. That's nearly the same amount as 970 for 10,000 people. All right, so if I offer this on a monthly service, I could probably hit higher ranks, higher numbers. And then if I put more time, more hours into making this a tremendous product and service to people, then more people are going to talk about it and recommend it and share it with family and friends, which would also increase sales. So let's say I did that. Let's say the 970, so 10,000 people sign up for 97 and 5,000 at $14.99. That was, shoot, I erased the number. Does that make sense? Times 12. $8.99. So $8.99, 400. 970 plus $8.99, 400. That's 1.869 million plus, let's see, the 150,000 from IBC sales, 20,000 from business credit, and then 112,275 from the one-on-one coaching, and then 199,400 from the masterclass. Now I'm at 2.3 million, much closer this time. Pretty interesting, right, guys? Let's see if there's any questions. Any questions? Are you guys liking this? Wow, we got a lot of people in the house. What's up? Let's see. Rich says, I appreciate your existence, Denzel. Happy holidays to you and your family. God bless you, my friend. Brian Carmen says, where do I get the manifesto? That is in the description below. Check it out. It says manifesto. No, it says Velocity Banking Debt-Free Course. So you can sign up right then and there. John Darby, do you have a fantasy league person who teaches how to take velocity banking principle and infinite banking principle results in a master or doctorate in finance? I'm not sure if I'm understanding the question, John. You were talking about Legal Shield. Yep, I put that on the board. Rich says, Merry Christmas. When will this video be available on demand? This is a live video, so it'll be public for you to watch on the replay. Of course, I break this video up to make it less dragging, cut out all the dead space so that it's a bit easier for you to watch on the replay. But so far, we got to 2.3 million in revenue in 2020 if I put all my heart and soul in the things that I do best. And this is the advice that I got from Grant Cardone himself, which was, he was like, dude, don't give me any of your money. Don't invest any money just yet. Keep saving 40% of your wealth. Keep spending less than what you make, cash flow. Throw all your investments in yourself. Maximize what you already do best. You've proven it the first year, do it again the second year, do it again the third year, and the fourth year, and the fifth year. Keep it going. Then you get to a point where when you actually invest in things, you're not investing for growth, you're investing for multiplication. People who invest for growth lose. But if you invest for multiplication, you're in a whole nother thinking, in a different capacity, and it makes more sense. Why would I invest for growth when I can invest for multiplication, right? So, this, I think, will help people. I hope it does. Hope you took a lot of value from that in terms of how to make 3 million. I'm sure I can tweak the numbers. I believe I can do it. And that's really all you need, right? So if you're trying to hit a financial number in your life, you got to believe in it first, right? You have to believe in it first. God himself believes, but do you believe? And I'm sure there's people in your corner in your life that believe. Like, I have clients that believe I can do so much stuff that I haven't even thought about yet. And I hear them talk to me, I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I can do that. That's tough. And they're like, no, you can do it. Trust me. You can do it. Let's see. Jason, how are you? Merry Christmas. Thank you for changing our banking habits. Yes, pleasure. It's been a pleasure working with you for almost a year now, and you've been killing it. You're killing it. You're going to be debt-free in no time, starting up that policy pretty soon and just investing in things and just making it happen. So it is awesome to see you get results. John, John says, I'm saying you may want to have a certified financial advisor to improve yourself. Okay. Probably not. You're not talking about me getting a certification, right? In financial advising, because that would destroy my whole channel. Because I'm sure I've said so many things on my channel, made mistakes and made errors on financial numbers. I'm sure I did the whole 9 already. I'm sure I'm way out of compliance when it comes to becoming a financial advisor. So that would not be wise. But if you're talking about having a financial advisor partner with, and maybe they pay me referral or pay me some sort of a referral fee for sending them clients that want to invest money, that could be something. But do I want to shift my time over there? So what Grant Cardone talks about when you're creating multiple streams of income is he's like when you're creating multiple streams, the main stream income that you have when you're going to add a second one, it has to run parallel with the first. And then the third one that you create has to run parallel with the second and the first. It has to all flow together. Because if you put your time here and you put your time there and you put your time there, you know, even my mentor Steve was telling me this. He was like, you really shouldn't put too much time over here. You should hire someone. You should double down on what you do best already. So for those that have a business, if you continue in doing what you do best, rather than trying to hope and pray for an opportunity when the opportunity is right there in front of you, and then you create this massive 10x mindset, now you've got all the profit and freedom in the world to throw it at different opportunities that even if they failed, you wouldn't blink an eye because you have so much in profit. So speaking about that, let's take a look. Final lesson, and I am going way into this. I gotta get home and wrap some presents soon. So let's get into this. The last thing I want to share with you guys is the infinite banking concept. This is regarding policy loans, policy interest rates, how they work. I feel like that is the biggest question that people really get bent out of shape on when they're looking at the infinite banking and wondering, you know, if it makes sense to borrow and put it towards here or put it towards there and all that good stuff. So I want to give you a real example of two things that I did personally. So, and I think I need a different marker. Give me a second, man. Tripping. I need a fresh marker to work with this. So we got a guardian policy, 23 years old. Funding $70K, premium $7K. We've got a 90-10 split. Okay. Starting cash value $60,000 and some change. I forgot what it originally started at. Currently, my cash value is $60,000, $829 in the policy. Here's what I did on July 2nd, 2019. Took out a policy loan for $18,000. When you take out loans through Guardian Life Insurance Company of America, they are a direct recognition. The way they charge their interest is upfront. So it's an annual simple interest charge up front. So they're charging me the interest up front as soon as I take the money out. So $18,000, what I will pay in interest up front is $1,035. That's the first policy loan that I did, 2019. The second one was in August 26th, 2019 for $10K, and they charged me $485 up front for a total of $1,520. took out $28K in principal. My payback amount is actually $29,520. That's the payback amount. It's now December 24th, 2019. I recently just paid back the policy in full. When I took out the 20K, what I did with the money was shift some debt to 0 interest, so basically here, right? And then 10x, right? I invested in myself to bring in more income, and that worked. So that was a good deal. Now I'm paying myself back. So we have, what's that? July, August, September, October, November, December. So 6 months I've had these loans outstanding, about 6 months. Just paid them back in full. So when I went to pay it back, although it said I owe this $29,520, my actual payback was $28,683.23. Okay? And then what happens is, because I paid it back in advance, the loan interest was reversed, or in other words, refunded. So they refunded me $836.77 back to me. Interesting. So I borrowed $28,000, guys, and I used that in my business to 10x, bring in more income. It worked. We're doing well this year. Now I go to put the money back. The insurance company is doing 2 things while I have the money out. They're charging me a loan interest rate, and they're also crediting me a loan interest rate, right? So did I actually make a little money when I borrowed the money out? Is that what it looks like? $28,683.22 minus $836.77. What did I, yeah, 27,846.45. I originally took out 28 minus 27,846.45. Did I make $153.55 on this by taking money out? Remember, the insurance company is charging me, so I paid the interest back, which they front loaded to me, $1,520. They front loaded it. Right? They're charging me interest for the whole year, for a whole 12 months, but I paid it back in 6. So they gave me a refund of $836.77 back to my cash flow. Back to my cash value, I'm sorry. The cash value never moved, never changed, right? But it went up a little bit, because on my illustration, when I originally got my policy designed, in the first year it told me that my cash value would be $60,696 for the first year. right? So this is like super, super interesting now that I have some real data to show after having a policy for 6 months and seeing it actually work. So I borrow against it, right? Because we don't, on this channel, we don't like to just have money sit and do nothing. Even in the infinite banking, I don't want to just fund a policy, not do anything with it, let it grow, right? I don't want to just let it sit and grow. No, I want to use that thing because I'm going to get more usage out of it. In fact, with Guardian, they're paying me a higher rate on the borrowed funds. So it would actually make sense for me to borrow that money out, go do something productive with it, and then towards the end of the year, put it all back in, and then do it again the following year. So it looks like I made $153.55 just by doing that, and my cash value never got affected. It's still going to perform at the same rate as someone that just put $70,000 in and never touched it. In fact, my cash value will be a little bit higher than theirs. So I thought I should share that with you. I thought that was pretty unique, pretty cool, and I think that helps a lot of people that have policies, don't have policies, that are just not getting the whole idea of throwing capital or even debt into your own bank, which you would then borrow out of to either pay off debt or increase cash flow or 10x your income, and then pay yourself back over time. And what happens is no matter how long I have the loans outstanding, I'll still earn more than what the insurance company is charging me. And when I go to restore everything back to zero, it would have performed exactly the same, if not better, than someone that just funds a policy, and never touches it. Any questions on that? Let's see. Zach, Merry Christmas, says, not sure if you've already covered it tonight, but could you tell me how to sign up for the master classo? Yes, the link is in the description under where it says sign up for financial classes here. So that's the second link. You can check that out. And currently I'm doing extra stuff. I'm discounting it, end of the year. Make it a Christmas gift to yourself, to your family, to drastically change your finances. So, hope you guys really enjoyed today's session. I'm going to have to stop it here. I think we've been going, oh my God, I don't know. Someone tell me. Almost 2 hours? Not sure. But let's see. Jason says, interesting. I guess this is my next step to learn. Our only debt is our home, and we just chunked $40K to principal and raising HELOC to $96,000. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Thanks again. Have a good night. Merry Christmas. You too. Again, hope you guys enjoyed this. Comment below. Watch it again. Rewatch it. Learn it. There's a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to keep doing this. This is a great way for me to end the year out by just giving more value to the guys and sharing all my thoughts and goals, and also saying thank you again to everyone that had a hand in my success, because I didn't do it alone. I had God the Father, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus himself backing me up, along with all of my supporters, all of my clients, family, friends. Can't thank you enough. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. Happy New Year. Okay? And any other holidays that you celebrate. God bless you.